Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, nice to meet you. My name is Reija and I'm a huge makeup addict, especially eyeshadow and especially colorful eyeshadow, as you can see from the look today. Today I used the Cosmic Brushes Cosmic Beauty Now Winter Wonderland palette for the third time, and I haven't filmed the review yet, but I will film it next. But today I figured we could combine two videos together, because I've seen people like do like what their favorite like products were last year, the base products, and where are they now. So I figured I could do that with eyeshadow palettes, because I did my 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes last year. I didn't rank them, but those were the 10 of my favorite palettes last year. So I thought we could go through them and see where are they now, and are they still in my favorite categories, and then combine it with this year's favorite palettes. So I have again 10 palettes from this year that are my favorites. I'm not gonna rank them again because I find ranking very hard. I can't do it, but there are two palettes that are above everything else. But we'll start with the last year palettes. So last year I had 10 palettes, and there's actually two palettes that I don't have anymore. I have decluttered them, sold them or something, and those are the BH Cosmetics Do Not Disturb. I'll put the picture in the screen, and the Sigma Beauty Alice in Wonderland palette. And the reason why I have decluttered them, you can see it in the declutter video if you want, but the Alice in Wonderland, it was beautiful palette. The quality is excellent on Sigma shadows, but I just didn't reach for it. So I thought I could sell it and maybe someone would use it more, so it's not just hanging in my collection collecting dust, because I just didn't reach for it. And the Do Not Disturb, well, it's pretty much the same story. I just didn't reach for it anymore. It was beautiful palette and very beautiful formula on both of the palettes, but I just didn't reach for it, mainly because I have other palettes that I like to use more with similar colors. But yeah, then we can go through the ones that I have now and what do I think about them now. So first I have the Gourmande Girls Galactic Gourmande, which is a 6-pan palette with all shimmer palette that has, I think, 2 multichromes and rest are duochromes, and I still love this palette. It's beautiful. I've used this shade most, which is the M81, and it's a bit dirty because, you know, these two shimmers, this one and this one, are more flaky, so they go all around. But yeah, I really like this palette, and I'm definitely gonna keep it because it's like, if I would travel, this would be great to take with you. You have 6 shimmers that are all very different shades, and this one, it's beautiful, like orangey red. Oh, it's such a beautiful palette, and the quality is excellent on this one too. And then the other palette that I had in my favorites last year from Gourmande Girls was the Spooked palette, mostly because this is so different color story of anything that I have, and because the quality is excellent, and I still do think so. It's a beautiful palette, and they have come up with new palettes this year. Oh, my earrings. And yeah, it's still a very beautiful palette, and in like last year or 2 years, Gourmande Girls has really upped their formula, and it's very beautiful, easy to work with. The shimmers are beautiful, and this one has different shimmer formulas. So yeah, it's still in my favorites and still in my collection. Okay, Then I have the Gloss Code's New Neutrals, Gloss Code Cosmetics New Neutrals palette. Was in my favorites, like a neutral palette last year, and this is beautiful palette. I really loved it, but this one, see, nothing comes out. It's totally dried up, and I contacted them and they gave me 20% discount for my next order, and then I ordered another palette. So that's a bit bummer because I really like this shade to do like a smoky eye and put this on, but it's completely dried up. You can't get anything out of it anymore. But this is a neutral palette with a twist like this. This is like a duochrome shade. It's like an peachy green, and this is also duochrome. It has green and like a reddish shade. And yeah, it's a beautiful palette. I don't know if this is, yeah, this one is like also a bit duochrome. But yeah, this is really nice palette, and like I said, it's a neutral with twist, and this is something that I would love to use on work if I wouldn't be so tired that I won't do my makeup for work. But maybe next time. My next work day is next Wednesday, and today is Saturday. But yeah, it's a really nice palette and I still like it. It's still in my collection. It's just a shame that one shade has dried up. And then of course I have the Oden's Sinulle 2 palette, which was one of my absolute favorites last year. This color story was just so beautiful and still is, and I'm still using it today, especially if I want like true blue, because this is true blue. It's not tealy blue like I have now on, or greenish blue. It's just blue. And this one also has different shimmer formulas, and I love that it had the warm row also and matte black. So yeah, it's still in my collection and I'm not gonna get rid of it. I really love it. And then I had the Unearthly Cosmetics Nightflower. Let me see, because they have two, like, yeah, Nightflower. This was the Nightflower palette. Such a beautiful color story. This was first palette that I ever tried from Unearthly Cosmetics, and I fell in love. I have many palettes from them now. 3, 4, at least 4, 5 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's a really beautiful palette. It's like muted purpley color story, and I love the pops of blue in here, and then the neutral shimmer and neutral light shade that is perfect for end blending. And yeah, these are like more muted purple shades. Yes, they're bright, but for me they are more muted. You will see when I show you more palettes that why is it. But it's a very beautiful palette, and I really like the Unearthly Cosmetics formula. It's a bit powdery, but it's very pigmented and very easy to work with. Then I had the Unearthly Cosmetics Paradise Islands palette, in last year's favorites. Such a beautiful palette. I still really much like it. I love the greens. I like, this is like going with rose. These work well together, these work well together, and these work well together. Of course you can mix them up however you like, but yeah, it's just, and these are more like a tealy blue green shades. They're not like true blue shades, but I love teal so, and turquoise so. But yeah, it's a really nice palette. The shimmers are beautiful. I think these are all the same formula in this one. Especially this shimmer is just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's still in my collection and I still like it and use it. I'm running out of space. Then I have the last two palettes that were my absolute favorite last year, favorites, alongside with the Sinulle 2. So my absolute favorite was the Carnival Interstellar from Be Perfect and Stacey Marie. And this is rainbow palette that has also gray and green gray shades in it, and this is just beautiful palette. This formula that's in these shimmers, it's like glitter, but it's not pressed glitter. It's like a, I don't know how to describe it, but it's such a, and they're so impactful. The only side with this, with them is that you have to remove them with tape. Even if I go to shower, the shimmer particles don't go away. But it's not pressed glitter. It's, let me see, actually, it says in here that it's Lux Foiled Glitter Shimmers. That's the name of them, and such a beautiful, and this is a really beautiful rainbow palette. I love the formula in this. I had the Excel Pro. I decluttered it last year because I didn't like the formula in that one. I just couldn't get it to work, but this one, top notch. And then the last, oops, I have to change the place now. The last one of my favorites, 10 best palettes of 2022, was of course the Beauty Bay Midnight palette, because, you know, blues and purples, what can you ask more? Like, this palette is stunning. I have used it many times and I just keep going back to it. And also this one, like, it has true blues, but it also has like tealy blues, like, and this shimmer are my absolute favorites. And yeah, I really love this palette, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, let's talk about this year's favorites then. Let me just move a bit of these. So, I have 10 favorite palettes of this year also in here. So let's start with Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is the WildFlower palette that they came out, like, it's like a next part of the Nightflower palette. So this is WildFlower. And this one, as you can see, is way brighter, like very bright pink, very bright purple, and the shimmers are a lot brighter. It also has like more neutrally shades that you can do neutral look if you want to, except it doesn't have really a neutral shimmers. I love this palette. It's so beautiful. The color story is so beautiful. I love especially this shade. It's like really nice pop of blue green. It's actually duochrome. It shifts to pink, very pale pink. I think the other, yeah, anyway, but it's a really beautiful palette and I really like it, and it's not going to go away from my collection anytime soon. Then I tested the Unearthly Cosmetics Dead of Night palette. I'm not sure, did it come out this year? Probably not. Probably it came out last year, but I tested it this year and I love this palette. It's so beautiful and the formula is excellent. The shimmers are so impactful, although I would wish that it would have at least one more lighter shimmer. Like, I don't need this silvery gunmetal shade. It could be lighter shimmer. This one is like duochrome pink blue shade, which is quite common in quite many palettes I have noticed. This one you can do really nice smoky eye with this blue on the lid, and yeah, it's the formula is excellent as always. Well, not always, because the one palette that I had from Unearthly creased very badly on me, but this one didn't, and it's just beautiful. And then for the first time this year I tried Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is the Into the Night palette. I'm not sure if it's available anymore, because when I reviewed it, I only found it on their pages as a singles. I bought this from Monolith, And I have to say, I really like their formula. It's beautiful. This is Australian indie brand, and I have forgot to say about the other palettes. So let me say, Unearthly is from US, and Lethal Cosmetics is from Germany. And yeah, this is beautiful palette. It's so versatile. You can do so many different looks with it, and the shimmers are just stunning. And let me see, yeah, like I'm trying to see, at least this one, it shifts from blue to pink, purple. But yeah, so you can do a green look with this, you can do bright pink look with this. There's also this neon yellow, which works very well. And yeah, it's just, also there's a neutral, so you can do neutral look with it if you want to. And this is like a peachy, pinky shimmer that would be nice on a neutral look. But it's surprising how versatile this palette is, because the color story is so there are so many different colors in it, so you can do very much different looks with it, and the formula is very nice also. Okay, then of course I have one beauty pay palette, and this is the Metamorphic palette that I just did my review on. I'm sorry, the background is so shiny that it's hard to show, but this is if you want, if you like shimmer heavy palettes, then this is very beautiful. It has some duochromes in it, and the shimmers are absolutely beautiful in this one. The mattes work nicely, but I do think that these mattes aren't the same as in Midnight, for example. I think these aren't quite as pigmented and quite not as easy to work with that they have had in previous palettes. But nonetheless, I really love this palette. It has only 5 mattes, so if you like matte heavy looks, matte heavy palettes, then this is probably not for you. But I love shimmer. I can do all shimmer looks too, so I really like this palette. It's amazing. Then of course I have Nomad palette too. Surprise, surprise. These are my favorite brands that I have these palettes from. And this is the Verona Amore de Emurte. So this is the Love and Death palette from Nomad, and it opens like this. So there was a bit of problems with this palette. The shimmers, some shimmers were very hard pressed and they didn't pick up as well, but I do love the color stories of this. I love that it has the warm side and the cool side, and this, especially this shimmer in here, was a bit hard pressed. And as I did my review in Instagram, I just wrote there that some of the shimmers were hard pressed and not as easy to work with, and they actually contacted me and offered to send me a new palette. But I got this to work, so I didn't want another palette similar. So then they offered me to choose what palette would I like to, and I took the Whistler Snow Lodge palette, and I would have put it in this video, but it's discontinued now. I think if it's still on the pages, it's going to go away from there soon. So that's why it's not in this video, but it's one of my favorite palettes that I have tried this year too. But this one, I really loved it. I did, with this side, I did one of my favorite looks ever with it, with this side. So it's very nice palette, and the Nomad quality is excellent. But yeah, there was problems with the shimmers, but if I just dig through the top layer, then they worked better for me. But this color story is just stunning. But remember when I said about those pinky blue shades, this one has one too. It's quite common shade to be in palettes. But this is really pretty. This was their Valentine's Day release. And Unearthly Cosmetics is an American indie brand also. And Beauty Bay is UK. Then I do, well actually, wait, no. I was supposed to leave the two favorite palettes last. Then I have a couple Oden palettes again. So this is probably a surprise to you, but this is the Oden's X Makeup Just for Fun Flora Story palette. This is the collaboration with Makeup Just for Fun. And it's very muted, as you can see, but it's so beautiful. The shadows are so beautiful. And this is what I would call a neutral palette for color lovers and colored palette for neutral lovers. It's just so beautiful. It does have a neutral shade in it, and also this is like a toppery shade that shifts from green to pink, and it's this is very beautiful palette, and I have been meant to pick this out and do some looks for work with this one. Maybe next week, we'll see. I have a couple more palettes that I want to do looks for work too. But also I'll just do whatever looks I want. But this is like something that I think would be like for office work or something you could use, because the shades are so muted. They're still pigmented, they're still easy to work with, and the shimmers are absolutely stunning, as in Oden's eye palettes usually. Which brings me to their second palette that I have in my favorites this year, and it's the Little Ghost palette from Angelica Nyquist and Oden's eye. Their Halloween collaboration. And of course the Oden's eye artwork is just, it's just breathtakingly beautiful. And this palette, it also has that kind of pinky blue shade. It's not, yeah, it's a bit, it's not so strong. But this palette is such a beautiful palette. I love the blues in it. Angelica, I know, loves blue eyeshadow, and I really like true blue, which this one is, and I love it too. It has the pop of neon yellow in here. It has the purples, it has the blues, and this warm row. I also did one of my favorite looks this year with this row and some gems. So yeah, it's, and I love also one thing that I love many of these palettes is that it goes from very dark to very light. So like this one has very pale lavender and very pale blue, and these shimmers just, Oden's eye, I don't know, it's like, they're so beautiful. And this one is like very dark burgundy that you can use to deepen up any of these shades, because it's so dark that there's barely any of the red purple in it. Oh, such a beautiful palette, and I'm so happy that I bought it. I was first I decided that I'm not gonna buy this and the other Halloween palette that they did. I didn't order the other palette, I bought only that one. Then we have 3 left, and this one, this is Cosmic Beauty now. It used to be Cosmic Brushes, but since they now do palettes too, and I have the highlighter palette from them too, it's Cosmic Beauty now. And this is their Gothic palette, which is maybe like Halloween, and this is just, it's Gothic. Like when I think of Gothic, it's purple, very dark purples and pinks, and like this shade, oh, it's so beautiful, and the Cosmic Beauty formula is my absolute favorite, alongside with Gourmande Girls and Oden's Eye. And it has this multichrome in here, and this is a smaller palette that they have done before, though this is 12 pan, yeah, and they normally have 20 pan. But yeah, this is really beautiful palette. The formula is excellent. If you haven't, oh no, I have done a mess. Oh no. Let me take my... Probably dug my nail into some palette. Anyway, so if you haven't tried Cosmic Beauty yet, I highly suggest you try it. Especially the Serenity palette has been one of their best sellers. It has sold out so many times, and I don't know if it's stock now, right now, but yeah, it's the formula is so beautiful, and the color story of this is also so beautiful. And then, like I said in my video, is there any palette that can top this one? This is the Gourmande Girls and Doodles by the Bunny Nightshade palette. Look at this. Like, it's so inspiring, it's so versatile. I can see many looks still that I could do with it. I love the yellow, I love the green, I love the purples and grayish tones, and it does have black. This one is shimmer, like satiny shimmer. So this one also has a couple like different formulas. So this is more like satiny shade, and so is this one. And then it has couple of more flaky shades, and then like beautiful metallic foil basic shimmers. They're not basic because this palette is just so beautiful. I love this. I know they came out just a couple days ago, a new palette, but it didn't speak to me. It was like blue, it had some yellow and some neutrals, but it didn't call my name. But this one I love. They did come out just after a little while after this one, the Haunted palette, and I started to think that it's pretty similar to this one. I love it, but it didn't top this one. This one is my favorite Gourmande Girls palette at the moment. It's just so beautiful. And then I know I haven't reviewed this one yet, but I have done 3 looks with it already, and this is one of them. So this is the Cosmic Beauty Winter Wonderland palette, and as you can see, that color story is like me in a color story. It's stunning, and like the other Cosmic Beauty palettes, this formula is exceptional. And the prices, yes, they have see, I have black in here now too. So the prices have gone up a bit from previous, but you know, everything has are more expensive, and she still has very affordable prices, and the quality is excellent. This one also has multichrome. This one, I don't know, this is maybe duochrome. This is one I used today. So as you can see, it has like a peach, maybe red even, and then creamy blue shade. But this is, it's hard. I can't say which one is my favorite this year. These are tie. And I have a couple more palettes coming still, but I will include them to the next year's palettes. Yeah, it's Cosmic Beauty formula is so beautiful. It's so easy to work with. It's easy to blend. They're pigmented, but they're not too pigmented, so they're easy to work with even for beginner. And I love that her palettes go from very dark, it's black in here, to very light, like this pastel lip blue, or this very pale blue gray, and of course there's the purple also, and the green, and like it's so beautiful. This color story is something that I would probably do similar kind of colors if I would do a palette. So yeah, I love this. And there's also this top shade that I used my inner corner today. It's like an goldy, maybe goldy silvery beautifulness. This I'm speechless because it's so beautiful, and her formula is exceptional. Can't wait what does she do next year. But yeah, that was all today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you of every new upload. And we will see you hopefully very soon. Bye!